Hi, it's Martin Eggington here. I'm doing a blog today on my negative thinking. For example, just by doing this video and starting this video, the negative thoughts that came in were, you haven't done your hair, you better put some decent clothes on. I get automatically thoughts that tell me I'm not enough, or I'm not doing the right thing, or this is not the right thing for me to do. And my old patterns were to completely believe those and therefore not do anything. And when you succumb to those negative reactions, you tend to stay in comfort zones. And when you stay in comfort zones, you get disillusioned. I got disillusioned. I had the feelings of being unfulfilled. I felt frustrated. I would get envious and jealous of others who were doing things that I wanted to do or I had aspirations to do. So I wasn't adhering to my ambitions. I wasn't giving myself the qualities or the joy of expanding myself, challenging myself, and going for the things that I wanted to do. One of the was the drumming. I did do some drum lessons when I was at school once. And my mother used to say to me, "You can't practice at home because we haven't got the room, we haven't got the time, we haven't got it's going to be noisy." And she came up with all these reasons for me not to practice at home. So I didn't practice at home. And during the lessons, the other two guys that were in the lesson with me were improving. They were getting, far exceeding my um, progress, and therefore that was really disillusioning for me. So I stopped and I just gave up. And from that day, I literally fantasized about drumming for another 30 years, and I never did anything. I would always say, I haven't got the time, I haven't got the money. Those are the two main areas my thinking goes to. I haven't got the time, I haven't got the money. What I never did was challenge those thoughts. So, for instance, I haven't got the time. Somebody said to me one day, "Well, if you haven't got time, Martin, you can create time. Replace it with something that you're doing that maybe not be so enjoyable, or maybe get up half an hour earlier if you need to, but make sure you do it. If it feeds your soul, if it feeds that part of you that you really want to do it, then do it. Just go ahead and do it, but make time for it. Make time. When it comes to money, put money away for it. Know that you're going to do it. So you may not have the money today. You say to yourself, well, if I put £10 away every week for this, whatever it is, you'll know that by a certain time you will have the money there. So then you can look forward at least to starting it in a couple of months' time, a couple of weeks' time, whenever that is. So there is always possibilities. And these are things that I never used to do. So my blog was really about that. So with my other issues with careers, I would stay in jobs for too long, and I would also look at other jobs, and I would balk at applying for them. There'd be a job description where I'd read through and it'd seem okay, and then there'll be something where I thought, well, I haven't done that, or I haven't got that experience, or I haven't got that qualification. What I never entertained was the idea that actually it's not for me to tell them I'm not good enough for the job. It's for them to tell me I'm not good enough for the job. So apply anyway. I never ever even imagined that that was possible. So I now, when I look at a job advert or whatever it is I want to do, I have to look, but also take into account that every job will probably have something that you won't have to offer. But they may like your experience and value it more than your qualifications. So if they're asking for a specific qualification that you don't have, but you have experience or more experience than they're asking for, they may do the deal. They may put aside the qualification and they may look at your experience as a more valuable asset to them. So there's always things that we can bypass those negative thoughts with. There's always a plan that you can create or design that will put you past those roadblocks, those mental roadblocks. And there is also the belief that if you put yourself out there, you're visible, then you will effectively be pulling that want and that need, whatever it is, towards yourself. But you do need to take the action. You do need to be visible. So you need to be having your hand up out there saying, I'm here. So again, that's getting yourself out there. Doing videos like this was just impossible for me at the beginning. I just thought, I've never done videos. I'm good, and all of these thoughts came in. I've not got any experience doing them. I'm going to sound like this, or all these projection. It was just rubbish. It's not, I've done things on camera before, so it's not like I would be starting from the beginning. But my head told me it was. I've never actually allowed myself to believe that what I've done up till today could be enough. It's always that it's got to be a perfect or around the perfectionism standard, and of course that's not what people want, and it's not attainable. Perfection is not attainable. It's a great ethic to want to be the best you can and try and be the best self, but equally you've got to have realistic expectations, and also you want to be authentic as well. So it's okay to make mistakes. People will be able to relate to you if you're more genuine, and that you make mistakes rather than be this perfect person. So there's lots of stuff to take into account, but the negative thinking, your reactions to those negative thinking can actually transform your life. And as long as you continue doing that, and when you catch yourself with those negative thoughts, try and see, what is the reality here? Have I actually done something that I could manage to pull into this scenario and say, yes, I am more qualified than actually my head tells me? Is there something that I might be able to give instead of something that they're asking me that I don't have? So just take into account that when you're trying to go something that's going to be challenging for you, it's going to be stretching you, it's going to be bringing you out of a comfort zone, then to allow yourself to be underneath the perfect person you think they're looking for, and go for it anyway, because like I say, it's up to them to decide whether you're good enough. It's not up for you to say you're not good enough. So I hope that's been of some use, and yeah, I hope you all have a lovely week.